Today we're going to be making super fast, super cheap enchiladas. Enchiladas and enchilada rice to go with it. Okay, so you're going to need pretty large size skillet for the rice. There we go. We're going to bring 4 cups of water. Bring that to a boil. While you're working on that, you're going to add 2, 3, 4 teaspoons of tomato with chicken bouillon. We're going to add 2 extra teaspoons. Just make sure. So 6 teaspoons all together. Okay, now stir that together. Bring this to a boil. You want to start your oven at 350 degrees. Then add in 2 cups of rice. Okay, and then we're going to make some enchilada sauce. Just turn that to high. You're going to add in a 1/2 cup of peanut oil. And then we're going to add in 1/4 cup of flour. Okay, distribute that. Use the same spoon that we used to mix our rice together. This on high, so this won't take long. Okay, and then you're going to add in 1/3 cup of chili powder. Okay, so 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 1/4 cup of flour, and 1/3 cup of chili powder. Yeah. Okay, and we're just going to bring this to a boil. Almost smells good already. I love enchilada sauce. And then, while this is coming up to a boil, you're just going to want to turn that down to a low simmer. Keep an eye on that rice. It's just about ready to start boiling. We're going to fill up our rice water, or the ones that we used for the container that we used for measuring the rice. It's going to be 4 cups of water again, but this time it's going to be for the sauce. Okay, and we're just going to add those 4 cups of water into that enchilada sauce. Bring that back up to a boil. Super simple. Oh, yes, we need to add the chicken bouillon. Right over there. We're just going to add 1 very heaping tablespoon of tomato bouillon with chicken. Okay, we're all done with that. Mix that in. Okay, now that our rice has come to a boil, give that a little stir. Oh my, that looks good already. Okay, we're going to turn this down to a simmer and put a lid on it. A low simmer. Let's dice an onion to put in there. Make it all special. Yeah, everybody can afford an onion. Okay, so just want to turn that down to a very low simmer. Put a lid on it. Make sure you stir this frequently. We're essentially making gravy. Yep. Enchilada gravy. Delicious. Okay, while that's coming to a boil, we're going to chop an onion and sneak that into the rice before that gets too far ahead. Make sure it's not boiling over. While you're waiting for your enchilada sauce to come to a boil, We're going to add in some of the seasonings here. We're going to need 1 teaspoon each. Start with sugar so you don't contaminate your sugar bowl. 1 teaspoon of sugar. Oh, that smells amazing. 1 teaspoon of cumin. And 1 teaspoon of, I'm using granulated garlic, but you could also use garlic powder. There we go. And last but not least, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of lime juice. Or just a tad bit more. Okay, and then we'll just wait for that to come to a boil or simmer it for about 1 or 2 minutes. And it'll be ready to pour on our burritos. You do want to keep an eye on this. Stir pretty constantly so your spices don't burn. Hey, now that that's up to a boil, that's all you do. Then you just turn it off and let it rest while everything's getting ready over here. Oh my, that looks so good. Okay, we'll just let that do its thing. It's so hard to stop stirring it. Okay, so let's sneak this onion into that rice. Give a little peek here. That's totally fine if it doesn't all get submerged. Don't worry about that. It'll steam the onion just the same. Okay, so now our oven's at 350 degrees. We have these super affordable bean and cheese burritos. Get these in the frozen section. These were $3.18 for 8 of them. We're just going to push this to the back carefully. There we go. Now we're just going to use our nifty little ladle here to spoon these. Oh my. And you only want to spoon about half the amount of enchilada sauce here, because the other half is going to be for our rice. Making sure to get those corners, 'cause those corners are yucky when they get dried out. And the edges. You could do a much better job at this, but like I said, this is a super quick, super easy, super affordable weeknight cheat. There you go. If you use more or less than half, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that was about half. Maybe a little more than half. All right, now we're going to pop this into the oven for 30 minutes. Usually I set a timer for the rice for about 10 to 12 minutes. I did not. Okay, so we'll probably, let's give it another 5 minutes. That should be about right. Okay, and then just let everything sit and rest while you sit down for 30 minutes, because there's nothing else to do for 30 minutes. Okay, now that your rice has been cooking for a good 10 or 12 minutes, just make sure that almost all the water is evaporated, but you're still going to want some liquid in it so it doesn't start burning to the bottom. Turn it off before all the liquid's burned out. Turn this burner off. Don't lift the lid off or anything, and then just let that sit and rest until the burritos get done. Now that our 30-minute timer's gone off, we're just going to turn the oven off. Pull these babies out. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Look at that beautiful thick sauce. Okay, we're just going to set those over here for a sec so they're not in the way. Now, that's still pretty hot. Okay. Now we're going to remove our rice pan lid. We'll just stick it right under the bottom here so it's not in our way. Give that rice just a little bit of a fluff. Oh, it smells good. Smells good already. Okay. Just let that sit for a second. Let's get some shredded sharp cheddar. Probably need about 1 cup on the enchiladas. Now that they have enchilada sauce, they're no longer burritos, they're enchiladas. There we go. Some here and some here. Make sure you get those edges. There we go. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Hot enchiladas. Oops. A little bit more right there. All right. And then just let that sit for a few minutes. Now we're going to add in the remaining enchilada sauce into our rice. It's still pretty hot. And I did give it a stir a few times while we were waiting so that crusty layer or that film didn't build up on top too bad. And when it did, just mix it in. Hold on, let's get rid of this. We're not going to need this anymore. We'll just do it like this. So much easier. So you just want to put the rest of your enchilada sauce into your rice. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. And we're just going to put that in the oven so it's not in the way. Ooh, that's a hot oven. Okay, now you're going to very carefully mix that in without smushing the rice. Just use the back of your spoon to go around the edges. Oh my. It might cook a little bit differently in a cast iron skillet too, because this stays hot much longer after I turn it off. I'm sure you could use a rice cooker for this part of it. Yeah, it would work just the same. Okay, now the other 1 cup of cheese that I told you we needed is going to go in this rice. Yum, yum, yum. 2 big old handfuls. That's about a cup. Just mix that together real quick. And we're going to let this sit and cool off for about 5 minutes while the cheese melts on our enchiladas. It'll be ready to serve in 5 minutes. Yum, yum, yum. All right, we'll see you in 5 minutes. There's what it looks like when it's all done. Look at that. Super easy, super cheap. Okay. See you guys next time.
Bye.